A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, Mid-Hudson News.com. It's Wednesday, February 28th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Angelica Jelly Rodriguez of Middletown was sentenced on Tuesday by Orange County Court Judge Craig Stephen Brown to 10 years in state prison, followed by 3 years of post-release supervision on her guilty plea of criminal possession of a controlled substance and 2 counts of conspiracy. Middletown police had engaged in a 2-year investigation into cocaine trafficking in and around the city, allegedly committed by Rodriguez. With the use of court-ordered eavesdropping, police discovered the same suppliers of cocaine who were providing Rodriguez and her co-conspirators with cocaine to sell were also supplying narcotics to those in the city of Port Jervis. Police then charged Michael Rodriguez of Yonkers with supplying cocaine to drug dealers in Middletown and Port Jervis. A warrant search of his residence turned up over 1.5 kilograms of cocaine, more than $165,000 in cash, a money counter, an unlicensed .380 caliber pistol, an unlicensed .357 caliber handgun, a vacuum sealer, digital scales, and jewelry estimated at a cost of some $50,000. It took 11 years to pass the state legislature and be signed into law, but a new measure requires insurance companies to provide an answer to a storm-related damage claim in 30 days. Those companies can sometimes take up to 6 months to render a decision. But Senate sponsor James Skoufis says his new law changes that.
The moment I introduced this bill, and there have been lobbyists within or on behalf of the industry that each and every year has done everything they could to try and kill this bill.
Skoufis said the legislation was born out of the damage caused by Hurricane Sandy back in 2012. With the warmer weather approaching, all-terrain vehicles and scooters will be hitting the roads, streets, and sidewalks, and the city of Newburgh has a stringent policy against that practice. It begins with fines, says Police Commissioner Jose Gamarez.
Any person who rides an ATV on the street, obviously if it's caught, for the first offense is $250. Second offense is $400. And $550 for a third offense. Now, if the ATV is found to be unregistered, we can impound that ATV, and the fine for the person to redeem that ATV is $1,500 once they show appropriate ownership of that ATV.
Camara says the purpose of the policy is to protect the driving and walking public. The state has awarded Dutchess County $3 million to improve emergency communications to protect county residents. The funding will pay for a new digital radio system to bring multiple agencies into a single radio program to allow them to communicate directly with surrounding counties and with the Metropolitan Transportation Authority Police Department. Public safety is the number one priority in New York State, and information is the best tool to protect people in emergency situations, says Governor Kathy Hochul.
He's here. The Easter Bunny is visiting the Galleria at Crystal Run every day now until Easter. And he's not camera shy. Get your picture taken with Mr. Peter Cottontail. Children, families, and even pets are welcome. Now you can make an appointment ahead of time at whereisbunny.com. Reservations are strongly encouraged. Just go to GalleriaCrystalRun.com for all the details, and happy Easter.
A Stony Point man has been arraigned on a murder charge and other crimes in connection with a homicide that occurred 3 years ago. Rockland County DA Thomas Walsh says 36-year-old Robert Rodriguez was also charged with criminal possession of a weapon, arson, tampering with physical evidence, and concealment of a human corpse. It's alleged that on the evening of February 15, 2021, Rodriguez shot Ronald Mann on the property of Rodriguez's home in Haverstraw. He then drove Mann's car with the victim's body inside to the Palisades Parkway in Stony Point, where he parked the car and set it on fire with gasoline. Rodriguez then fled. An extensive investigation by state police led to Rodriguez's arrest on this past February 9th. The case against Fishkill Town Councilman John Foreman, who was arrested by East Fishkill police in October and charged with misdemeanor criminal possession of stolen property, has been adjudicated. Because of personal and professional relationships, the case was prosecuted by an assistant district attorney from Columbia County and heard by a judge in the town of Northeast in Dutchess County. On Tuesday, the case was adjourned in contemplation of dismissal, according to Foreman's attorney, Anthony DeFazio. He said they're happy with the misunderstanding has been put behind them. Under the agreement, if Foreman is not arrested in the next 6 months, the case against him will be dismissed. Foreman has been charged with collecting several signs that opposed his campaign for Fishkill Town Supervisor. One of the signs had been covertly equipped with an AirTag GPS tracking device placed by then-Councilwoman Louise Danielle, an adversary of Foreman. A Monticello man who was charged in May of last year with felony cruelty to animals for slamming a pit bull on the pavement and then stomping on her was arrested again, this time in an early morning drug raid in Monticello. 25-year-old Samuel Stanford was charged with several counts of drug possession after the warrant search, says Sullivan County Undersheriff Eric Shaboti.
And our emergency services unit announced their presence and then breached the downstairs door where he's known to live and secured the premises and then conducted a search. And we did recover several bags of ecstasy pills.
Stanford was arraigned in Monticello Village Court and then taken to see County Court Judge James Farrell for violating his probation associated with the animal abuse case. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.